BNC, America's Black News Channel. Watch 15 minutes. Share with everyone. Finally, news that speaks to us.
We're bringing in financial advisor David Peters, the host of Accountable Podcast, to help us dive deeper into the markets in regards to how this is going to impact everyone. So, David, let's start off with sound from President Biden making his announcement that he plans to ban Russian oil imports.
Today, we remain united. We remain united in our purpose to keep pressure mounting on Putin and his war machine. This is a step that we're taking to inflict further pain on Putin, but there will be cost as well here in the United States. I'm going to do everything I can to minimize Putin's price hike here at home.
All right, David, so walk us through what that impact means for folks here at home.
Well, I think that the most obvious thing is that oil and gas prices are going to increase even more than they already have. And for us that are in the United States, it's going to hurt. It's going to hurt for a little while. And so, for folks that are used to relying on cars and their own methods of transportation, we may have to find alternatives.
When you say it's going to hurt, how much? Because I mean, it's already hurting. And you got to drive that message home. Folks like you and I, it hits us. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm trying to save every coin. But let's talk about folks who have to decide whether I'm going to drive to work, whether I'm going to buy groceries, which is also high.
Yeah, and unfortunately, I think that at least in the short term, I think that we've seen estimates where the cost may double, and really driving up the cost of gas. And so because of that, I think that to your point, looking at other ways to get back and forth to the places that we need, I think is going to be imperative. It's going to be important. We're going to need to maybe use public transportation where it's available. Carpools are another good way to maybe save on some of those costs. But at least in the short term, it's not going to be real quick, easy answers.
Yeah, the president spoke about price gouging right at the pumps. But what about if we're paying more at the pumps? Won't that also, or better yet, will that also fall on public transportation? Could we expect to see those prices go up as well?
Yeah, I think that it's very possible, and so I think that at least in the case with public transportation, hopefully that is still probably a cheaper alternative than maybe just getting in your car and filling up your own tank with gas. But to your point, though, I think you're right. It's not a perfect solution. And it's certainly not something that that is going to be something that we're going to be able to figure out quickly. We need a longer term solution, whether that is more production domestically, whether that's more maybe looking to alternatives. We talked about Saudi Arabia, we talked about Venezuela. Those may be other possibilities in the long term, but I think at least in the short term, we're in for some difficult and expensive times in terms of transportation, in terms of us just getting around.
I mean, does this make the U.S. vulnerable where, some folks are like, they got us. They got us. You know what I mean? Knowing that we'll be dependent on them to assist us with the situation happening back here at home due to the crisis happening in Ukraine and Russia.
I think that on some level that is inevitable. I mean, from the standpoint that when it comes to our economy is truly a global economy. Right now, when you cut out a part of that global economy, it hurts. It causes us to feel price increases in ways that maybe we wouldn't see otherwise. Our president is saying that he feels like that it's necessary, though, to really send a message to Vladimir Putin. And so this, at least in the short term, is what we're going to do. I think if you're just the average consumer, we just have to be prepared for it and look to budget for it in our personal finances.
Yeah, the president also spoke about the U.S. and its allies releasing 60 billion barrels of oil, right? He also said 30 billion was coming from the U.S., but the U.S. uses 20 billion a day. So you get where I'm going here? That math is not adding up.
Yeah. Yeah, it's not enough. And again, that's what I mean, that that we may be able to do some things in the short term, but we need a longer term solution. And that is where looking to other countries is going to be probably the way that we're going to have to go. And so to your point, you're right. These are short-term fixes, and they're not going to get us very far. We need a longer-term solution.
All right, let's talk about inflation, right? Hitting a 40-year high. We're also talking about oil prices hitting a 14-year high. With this ban, you spoke earlier about we can expect numbers to go higher, right? We can expect to see them get higher. How much are we talking? I mean, give me an idea. Like from LA, they're already seeing prices up in the $6 a gallon. I'm seeing prices here in Florida, $4 and some change. What are we talking, David? Give me some hardcore numbers.
I think that it's possible that you could see, $8-10 a gallon. I mean, I think it's very possible that you're going to see significant price increases. This is a big deal, and it is something that, again, I think that you're going to see that we're going to feel it in the pocketbook. I mean, there's no way around that. The idea is, though, is that we need to send a strong message to Putin, and we need to come out very clearly that what he's doing in Ukraine is wrong. And so in order to do that, we have chosen this path. And so for consumers, though, it is definitely going to hurt in the short term. I think our president said that, and I think that that's an honest statement for sure.
Wow. All right, David Peters, we appreciate you. Thank you, sir, for your time.